Welcome back to episode 88 of Create Arcane Engineering. This is the third of the final challenge. I think I'm going to do all these challenges in one video, hopefully if I can get to that point and we can complete this pack and wrap it up on this episode 88. And my best method of approach is to do these things, show you the machinery that I'm using to do the challenges. Then we go through the final portal. Easy peasy. This one involves a sponge. Multiple sponges. I think you get like 20 of them. They're stacked up over yonder when you come into this beautifully built room. You wet the sponge and you right click it, you'll get fish. Pufferfish, cod, two other ones. Forget the names of them right now. But this is my concoction for making the wet sponges. In order to do it repetitively, you have to use a spout, pouring water onto a sponge. Just like that just did right there. That gets water. When it has water on there, it puts it into this funnel. That funnel feeds this guy right here. This deployer puts the wet sponge here. This guy is like your annoying little brother that keeps poking you. He's doing the right click action. And when it gets fish, this guy, the accumulator, picks them up. And when this smart observer sees a wet sponge, that's what's in the filter, it activates this redstone signal and it turns off that deployer that has a pickaxe in there that breaks the sponge. When it's a sponge, puts it back on here and it keeps repeating that little action. The other thing we had to do is we had to grow rice. When you come into this area, there's rice here and there's kelp here. You have to grow them both. So I just did a circular farm. It's kind of janky looking, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. We're in the end game now. We're growing rice over here, yonder, and kelp right here. This is pretty simple. I didn't feel the need to do a full video on these, and it goes into this box. And we're going to take the kelp right now. We need 4 stacks of each thing. I already have 4 stacks of rice. And we're going to take the kelp. We're going to toss it right on here. This is smoking it. It's going to turn it into dried kelp. And when it turns into dried kelp, it'll feed the top 4 of them, because what we have to do is we have to make sushi rolls. So I got this little jank set up right here. Mechanical crafters. Rice goes in the bottom. We'll put the fish in these guys. Boom, boom, boom. And let's go grab some fish out of our box. Should be good to rock and roll, make some sushi rolls, as long as I don't screw this part up. Boom, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, and we're making sushi rolls. Cool. But now I have to wait, because this is our only spout, to do the finishing touch on it, and I also need a bucket. We got them halfway done. We're making the next stack. We got enough fish now. I can move that guy there, flip-flop that dude, get our bucket. Thank you very much. And let's throw what we have on here so they start filling. Boom. How's my quest book looking? We just need the dry keystones and we got this one licked. The final touch. Boom. But these guys flip-flop, we'll get the dry keystones and we'll have the full amount that we need to progress forward. This is cool. I like these little puzzle challenges for the end of the quest, or the end of this mod pack rather. It's a unique take and a cool way to finish out a mod pack, I think. To me, it's a lot more exciting to figure these things out than to wait for, 10,000 things. And our keystones are done. Boom. And we move onward and upward. Ooh, look at this one. This one looks a little bit more of a challenge, a little peeking that I did at it. We have a source time crystal. We have to right click this guy. We'll get saplings. We have to drain them, get some kind of juice, do a whole rigmarole, end up with source candy rock. Let's get after it, shall we? I'm going to figure this out, and then I'm going to show you what I came up with. Not going to lie, this one was a bit of a brain scratcher, and I'm going to do my best to try and explain what it is that I did to solve this final puzzle. Bear with me, because this one's rough. Source time crystal, you saw it on the pedestal when we spawned in here. You right click it, And boom, you get saplings, and you also get a source time crystal. We need the source time crystal to make source gems, and they're being crafted right in there. We need 64 of them. We have enough to continue and run this thing through its course. But I wanted to do a little walkthrough before I kicked it into full-fledged making noise mode. So the deployers, I don't want to pick up all this stuff right here, are clicking the source time crystal. It drops the stuff. As you can see, it doesn't do a great job of collecting it all, but it gets the majority of it, and that's what we need. I have a vacuumulator here and another setup up here because you need saplings in two places. We need saplings here, and I'm sorting them out, and then we're going to pull them out of these chests. They're going to go into a basin that is superheated with a blaze underneath there. They give you refined fuel over yonder, over there. I'm pumping it out into the blaze burners with straws. When the sapling, 4 saplings go in there, that squishes it. You get juice. It gets pumped out here, and it goes on the other side over here. Let me get around this whole mess and try and explain it the best I can. So the juice goes into these spouts, and then this guy grabs saplings from above, the other row that's getting them, places it on a moss block. And when that's there, this juice comes out of the spout, pours on there. It converts this to whatever the heck it's called. This smart observer is looking for whatever the heck it's called. And when it notices that, it activates and it turns on these guys right here. Sequence gear shifts. I have... Where they at? Right here. Sticky mechanical pistons. Each of these have one piston extension pole in them. So it goes out, it grabs the block after it converts, brings it back to itself. Under here is a chute. Up here is a mechanical drill. It breaks that, and then it goes yonder in this belt into... I can't get out of here now, probably. GG. There we go. Nailed it. It goes into this guy, storage container that feeds these deployers. The source gem will run across here. It has to do this 8 times. So then it runs across here first time, boom, it goes on this guy, it launches it back across, and then we do that 8 times, and when it turns into rock candy, it'll go in here. Does any of that make any sense to anybody? I hope it does. Now we're going to make some noise. You're going to go here. Boom. Start doing your thing. Can I get up here, please? Thank you. You're going to go here. You're going to go here. And we're nice and quiet making things. How do I get out of here? You know, it would have been nice to have flight in here. Like they give you the feather, but there's no beacon. That's a little bit of a rough journey. And you start out with 64 carats. This is me at 22 carats. Ready to give up, call it a day. But we have to continue and move forward because I want to be an arcane engineer. You dig? I have to do that 62 more times. And then we can take these guys and put them on here, and we'll end up with the keystones that we need. You dig? So cool. It might take a little bit though, because I got one more. We're gonna put it one down at a time because I don't want to confuse any of this mess, and eventually I'll have the 63 more that I need. You dig? I don't know why I keep saying you dig. That's my favorite part. I should have used these things more often in my playthrough. So cool. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this one here, the flourishing archwood, is a little different. Notice how when it changes, it turns into a rooted grass block. You can't get a rooted grass block. When you break it, you get rooted dirt. So I have this smart observer activates when it sees the sapling, and then I'm just reversing the signal off of that to activate the sticky mechanical piston. Hopefully that makes sense. And we're getting close. Not close enough, but we're getting close. And the last of the Mohicans is running its final course now. And I think I've spent my brain power for about a month. Maybe. Can we do it? Save one of them. We make these. Because before we go, I can't believe I figured this out. This was fun. This was really cool. I'm really enjoying this, the end of this mod pack. I don't know why. To me, this is special. Like to go through these paces and try and figure out what it is that you got to do and how you got to do what you got to do. And we move on to the last of the Mohicans. Takes place in here, and it looks something like this. I get to figure out what these things are and how to use them, and that is going to be episode 89 for this one. I'm spent. It's time to turn off the internet. Have fun. Peace.